x times square root of x, this is equal to 64. So what is the value of x, or what are the values of x? Now let's provide a solution from here. So we have x multiplied by square root of x. This is equal to 64. So the first step is to square on both sides. Let's square on both sides from here. So that now, here we have x to the power of 2 multiplied by square root of x raised to the power of 2. This is equal to 64 raised to the power of 2. Now the next step is that let's eliminate the square root sign here, so that we have x to the power of 2 multiplied by x. X is raised to the power of 1. This is equal to 64 raised to the power of 2. Now, x to the power of 2 times x to the power of 1. This is of the form a to the power of n times a to the power of m, which we can express as a to the power of n plus m. Applying this property, then we have x raised to the power of 2 plus 1. This is equal to 64 raised to the power of 2. So we have x to the power of 2 plus 1, which is 3. This is equal to 64. We can express 64 as 4 to the power of 3, then raised to the power of 2. Now we have that 4 to the power of 3 raised to the power of 2. This is in the form of a to the power of n raised to the power of m, which we can express as a to the power of m raised to the power of n. Applying this property, this means we have x raised to the power of 3. This is equal to 4 raised to the power of 2, then raised to the power of 3. So we have x to the power of 3. This is equal to 4 squared. This is 16, then raised to the power of 3. The next step is to take 16 to the power of 3 on the left hand side, so that we have x to the power of 3 subtract 16 raised to the power of 3. This is equal to 0. Now we have that x to the power of 3 minus 16 to the power of 3. This is the difference of two cubes expressed as a to the power of 3 minus b to the power of 3, which you can express as a subtract b. A to the power of 2 plus a times b, then plus b to the power of 2. So applying this identity, this means we have x minus 16 into the parentheses. This is x squared plus 16 times x, which is 16x, then plus 16 squared, cross the parentheses. This is equal to 0. The next step is that here we have two parts. We have x minus 16. This is equal to 0. Then we have x to the power of 2 plus 16x plus 16 squared. This is equal to 0. So from the first part here, we have x1 is equal to 16. So this is a real solution from here. This is a real solution. The second part here is a quadratic equation, where we have a is equal to 1, b is equal to 16, and we have c is equal to 16 raised to the power of 2. So this is to mean that we can solve for x2, x3 by applying the quadratic formula here, which is minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared subtract 4 times ac, then divided by 2 times a. So let's substitute the values of a, b, and c into this formula here, so that we have negative 16 plus or minus the square root of 16 raised to the power of 2 minus 4, multiplying by a, which is 1, then multiplying by c, which is 16 to the power of 2. Everything here divided by 2 times 1. Now the next step from here, we have negative 16 plus or minus. Now we have the square root of 16 squared is common here. Let's factor out 16 squared. Into the parentheses, we have 1 minus 4. Then divided by 2. So this is to imply that we have negative 16 plus or minus the square root of 16 raised to the power of 2 multiplying by 1 minus 4, which is negative 3. Then divided by 2. The next step is that we have negative 16 plus or minus. We can express this as the square root of 16 raised to the power of 2 multiplying by negative 3, which is the same thing as negative 1 multiplying by 3, then divided by 2, then divided by 2. So here we have negative 16 plus or minus. We can express this as the square root of 16 raised to the power of 2 multiplying by square root of 3 multiplying by square root of negative 1. Everything here divided by 2. So this is to mean that here we have negative 16 plus or minus. Now let's eliminate the square root sign here so that we have 16 square root of negative 1. This is I, then square root of 3, then everything here divided by 2. So we have that in the numerator here, 2 is common. Let's factor out 2 so that we have negative 16 divided by 2. This is negative 8 plus or minus 16i square root of 3 divided by 2. This becomes 8i square root of 3. Everything here divided by 2. So this implies that we simplify 2 and 2 here so that x2 comma x3, this is equal to negative 8 plus or minus 8i square root of 3. So this is to mean that x2 is equal to negative 8 plus 8i square root of 3. Then we have x3. This is equal to negative 8 subtract 8i square root of 3. So you find that these are two complex solutions. These are two complex solutions for this algebra problem. So that we have only one leaf solution here, which is x1, and x1 is equal to 16. x1 is equal to 16. Now, let's verify that this real solution here satisfies the equation. Now, let's verify that this real solution here that satisfies the equation. If you recall, we have x multiplying by square root of x. This should give us a value of 64. So x is 16, so we have 16 times square root of 16. This should give us a value of 64. So this is 16 multiplying by square root of 16. This is 4. This should give us a value of 64. 16 times 4, this is equal to 64, which is equal to 64. So this is to mean that the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. And this affirms that the value of x1, which is the real solution here, satisfies the equation. So we have a real solution and two complex solutions for this algebra problem. So kindly follow the steps, like this video, and kindly subscribe. Like this video and kindly subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.